right, ladies and gentlemen, let me hear you make some noise. What did you think about Hard Ticket to Hawaii? What did you just watch, indeed? That was a movie, all right. I must say, it was one hell of a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the show must go on. So, you ready?
I am.
Mm-hmm. Oh, who's your friend?
I wish I knew what her name was, but I didn't read the box back there.
We'll just call her Cindy.
I didn't watch the DVD.
It's one of our special guests.
Yeah.
I watched the DVD she came with. I mean, I paid for it. I was going to watch it.
She got an interesting family dynamic.
Yeah. Guys, it is wild that we're in 2019 and a blow-up doll, one, comes with a downloadable DVD, and then two, their DVD of choice, topic-wise, is step porn. That's a wild, like, just being like, yeah, go for it. They're going to dig it. Yeah, but she's in it. Yeah, it's fun. You ready?
Yeah.
Hit me.
Hey, Jonathan, do we have any taglines?
We do indeed, Cindy. All right. This ain't no hula.
Oh, it ended there.
That's it. This ain't no hula.
Short and sweet. That's why I like it.
Pay the price for paradise.
Oh, shit. All right. They agree. They like that one.
It costs about $15.
Yeah.
And to get to paradise, they'll have to go through hell. That's a different movie.
Hard Ticket to Event Horizon.
Hard Ticket to Hell. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with no reported budget, no reported gross, 6 scenes of nudity, 2 sex scenes, shotgun deaths, throwing stars to the chest, bullets to the face, sumo wrestling, cross-dressing assassins, mutilated snake attacks, blow-up doll bazooka explosions, death by frisbee, helicopter explosions, harpooning, exploding snakeheads, 30-story death balls, 12 deaths in total, with a 4.8 on IMDb, a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's 1987's Hard Ticket to Hawaii. Let's drop some bones!
Confucius say, man with deadly hands must be very careful while slapping on aftershave.
Well, Jimmy John, all I said was niggas go deep and white guys keep them out if you can on two.
Man, he must be smoking some heavy doobies.
One man's dream is another man's lunch.
You son of a bitch.
Snake come from?
Would you believe up through the toilet?
Just when you thought it was safe to take a pee.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so this is a very special movie for me. I love this movie. Like, just completely off the wall, insane. And I thought to myself, I couldn't just have the producer on. I needed to come and go back into my library and look at some of our special guests from the past. And I wanted to bring up an all-star. If you were here for the Miami Connection episode, you'll remember him. Please welcome to the stage a very funny comedian from Orange County, Mr. Tim Groschel.
Yeah! Oh, I thought you were standing up, too.
I'm supposed to stand.
Whoa! It's not a big
deal. Sir.
Thank you.
Please take a seat
All right,
next
I
to
will.
Cindy.
I will. Thank you.
It's a small set.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's rather tight for a man of my girth.
How you feeling, sir?
Oh, I'm wonderful. Dude, that movie is fucking magic. Are you kidding me? Nobody told me I was signing up for blow-up doll explosions. Like, this is, like, what the fuck? This is magic. Also, can we talk about the greatest build-up ever? For a minute, I thought it was Chekhov's snake. Like, they just kept showing it, and they didn't do anything with the motherfucker. No, wrong again. Right at the finale. Brilliant. Just brilliant.
Excellent. So we're going to try our Q&A right now. We're going to try to call Arlene and see if she answers. If she does answer, we will continue the Q&A. If not, we'll do the discussion and see if she returns our call. Right.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
It's a hard ticket to Hawaii. It's not paradise all the time. It's a hard ticket to Hawaii. I don't think she's gonna pick up the phone. Okay.
We'll give it one more round.
Yeah. Hard ticket, jumped into paradise.
It's a hard ticket. Like, just go off.
Okay, no call. Oh, wait.
Where?
Hello.
Hi, I'm here. I just don't know how to get you again.
Oh,
Yeah!
hello. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Arlene Sidaris.
Yeah!
Oh, she's like, wait, no. How are you tonight?
And you know what? Well, I didn't have people here for dinner. I have a poker game going on, and I'm winning. So this is a perfect evening.
Priorities, I understand.
Absolutely.
So,
So you enjoyed the movie?
Yeah.
guys, did you love this movie? Let her know.
Yeah, come on.
And I want to tell you that I just ordered T-shirts for Hard Ticket to Hawaii. So they'll be on the website and they'll be on social media. They'll be available.
Oh, yes.
So check them out. They're in black with the key art in it and all of that.
Oh,
so
yes.
I'm excited. I haven't had T-shirts available in a while.
I'm
So
super excited over
I
here,
hope you
too.
like them.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start it off. Who has a question here? Anybody that have something they're burning to ask? If not, I can start it off. It's okay. Okay.
Everyone's
I'll tell you
nervous.
everything.
Yeah, everyone's a little nervous. It's okay, but we'll get into the swing of it. So I have a question to start this off.
Yes.
It seems that I've seen a bunch of the films, and it seems that Andy was always intrigued by like RC cars and like remote control type vehicles and wild vehicles like that. How did that get started? Like, was that something he was interested in outside of film?
He just had a very, very inventive, kind of crazy mind. You know, I mean, there's stuff like in Hard Ticket to Hawaii, those two sumo wrestlers, where did they come from?
Why are they there?
Well, you needed some man titties to balance the female titties, you know?
Yes.
And, you know, and the guy, and the doll. You know, that the first time we screened the movie for the MPAA, they thought that the doll looked too real. They gave us an X rating. But they reconsidered.
Not the sex scenes, just the blow-up doll? That's what did it?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy stuff. But, you know, they really didn't understand the movies. As you can imagine, the kinds of people who rate for the country, for the world, would not get Andy's sense of humor on the first go round. You know, you can understand that.
So
Right?
another question that I had when it comes to Andy wrote all these, right?
Yes.
Every single one, right? And
Yes.
I think I've seen in previous interviews, they have a couple on YouTube with you guys, and some there's one interview in which he mentions that he writes most of them in like 2 to 3 days. Was that true?
Well, he thinks about them and then he writes them out. Then they just come pouring out of him. But he thinks about it and then he just goes for it. Yeah,
Nice.
That was his style.
That's awesome. I have a question. Did he actually write in, I want a guy who can do a handstand on a skateboard to hold a blow-up doll?
But
Or was that like...
He did know about the skateboarder was a champion skateboarder. And so, he met him and they talked about what he could offer for the film. And so it was a combination of two kind of funny guys.
That's fantastic.
Well, it's something
that's lemons into lemonade, ladies and gentlemen.
It's something that I noticed upon viewing this. I've seen this so many times actually, but it's something that I noticed upon viewing it this time is that it just like you mentioned, there's a champion skateboarder out there, but something that I noticed is it seems like these films tend to be like, hey, this guy over here has a special talent. Let's showcase it.
Yes.
Frisbees.
Frisbees. Shades. I love shades. Another one seems to be who I don't know because we never see her like actually do action in the role, but it's the bodybuilder with the nunchucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was another. He was looking for. He liked a variety of women because he always thought that women should be the key characters. I guess that his career began as the head director for ABC Sports, and he was the first person to take the camera off the field because his background in college, he was a journalism major, so he wanted to tell the full story, and for him to tell the full story was to show the women. He was the first person to feature the cheerleaders, and in fact, in November, the Vanity Fair had a story about how the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders had been exploited, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, all that PC stuff. But he was the first person to feature them. So even at that time, it was a little controversial. But now they'd be stringing him up.
Oh yeah.
Like the way that he thought he was celebrating women. And so when he met the bodybuilder, because she was beautiful and strong and unique. And so, they talked about how she would be presented. And so that was it. And it was, we loved her appearance in the movie.
Excellent. Andy himself makes a rather, in today's standards, questionable cameo in this film, where the line
everything that Andy did was a little questionable.
I think
he appears in every single film.
Yes,
that was just his little homage to himself.
And speaking of homages in the film, there's a really wild thing that seems. I would love some kind of input on this. Is that in the film, Taryn and Dona have a poster of Malibu Express. And then they actually go on to explain via dialogue that Cody Abilene, the main character from Malibu Express, left the agency to then make a movie called Malibu Express.
Right.
And so
that's some meta shit for the late 80s right there.
I can see where that could be a little confusing to anybody like myself who's a fan who's following. I'm like, wait, so did I watch Malibu Express the movie or the real life based on it? Anybody with some questions? Anybody? Yeah? You got one? Hold on. Yeah, we got a microphone for you.
Wait,
all right, just say your name and then introduce your question. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Joe. So
hi, Joe.
Hi. So I don't really know Andy all that much, like his life story or career, aside from this movie, the trailers they showed beforehand, and what he did for the NFL. So I just want to know, did he always want to make movies, or did it dawn on him that he could do all this stuff, get a camera, go out to Hawaii, and all that, or did it in the NFL is like, yeah, I want to do that too on the side?
Well, first of all, there is a book. It's an autobiography of sorts, and it's Andy's book about his entire life. And it's available on the website, on andysidaris.com, which I hope you'll go and look at, because there's a lot of interesting stuff. There's just a lot of video, and there's a lot of just behind the scenes stuff. So there's all that. But yes, he always wanted to do movies. When he was a little, do you know the movie Cinema Paradiso?
I think I've heard of that.
There's a little boy who becomes a director, and he's in the projection room with the projectionist watching movies as a little boy. And when we saw the movie, Andy said, I was that little boy, because his uncle had owned some theaters in Kansas City, and he used to visit his uncle at the summertime. And so when his uncle was going, collecting his money or talking to whatever he was doing, Andy was in the room with the projectionist, and that's when he fell in love with the idea of doing movies. And on top of that, he always wanted to celebrate women. So now there you have it. That's the story.
Well, thanks. I'll check the website out after this. Thank you so much.
The website's full of things. All you got to do is sign up to be like a member for free, and you're going to go on an entire journey of like
a real rabbit hole.
The 12 films
or a snake
in this
hole in this
collection.
case.
It's amazing, and they're all interconnected. Like Arlene, am I correct? Dona Speir is in 7 of them?
Yes. Maybe it's 8. Yeah. She has a book that she's just written.
Yes.
Which is called the Dona Speir, The Fall and Rise. And it's a really interesting story of her life.
It is wild.
A lot of challenges that will surprise you. And that's another thing that is available. You can connect to her website to buy it from andysidaris.com. So if you're interested in Dona, and she really has had a fascinating life and continuing to have a fascinating life. So Dona Speir, we just loved her to pieces. Yeah, she was great.
And she's phenomenal in this film. Give it up for Dona, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Good.
No, she's so much fun, and she's extremely powerful in this film. Like she is a leader. Like she doesn't need the boys; they're just there, doing their own thing. But Dona, like she takes out what to me arguably is the main henchman. Mr. Chang's a side added thing. No, but
right. That's right.
Well, no, it's all about homie that she shoots in the face.
Oh, it's Seth.
Yeah,
Seth's great.
all day. Yeah.
And Seth has worked in every single film, right? He's just a different character.
Oh, no, you're talking about Rodrigo Obregon.
Correct.
Who was the main, that's the guy that she kills before the snake gets her. Gets it.
Yes.
Via harpoon.
He's every film. In fact, I think it's in Guns. He had, he's from Colombia, and he was in Colombia when we were casting. And by the time he got back, we had cast every role except Large Marge. So we got a pair of
which traditionally goes to a ghost.
10 high heels and a wig, and he was Large Marge.
Oh, that's so good.
So, do you guys have questions? Or
no, I was just thinking, like, how many times have you been to Hawaii? Because every film at some point ends up on the Hawaiian Islands for any plot reason.
Yeah, no, I can't tell you, but so we used to snorkel at Kapalua at the beach. It was fabulous snorkeling.
I have snorkeled
and every
there.
time we would go back, Andy would start to go in the water, and he'd say, "The fish remember me." So
I like that question. Hey, why go back to Hawaii?
I have another question. Michael Andrews.
Yeah.
Now, Michael Andrews is the famous crossdresser that's in the film. He's also a crossdresser in Malibu Express as well. How did Andy come to meet Michael, and how did that blossom into being like, you're going to do what you do, but on film?
Yeah, well, you know what? Malibu Express is the one film that I didn't produce. At the time, I was producing Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew television series.
Oh, man.
Which is a stretch.
Yeah, that's a hell of a leap. I like it.
So I didn't produce that. So I don't know, when they originally met, but somehow Andy had an idea about a cross-dresser, and Michael came, and he was terrific. He was lovely. We enjoyed him a lot.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah, very nice. My only question was, what was the budget on the snake? Because you got a lot of use out of him, man.
I really can't tell you. I don't remember what it actually cost us, but we had explored using a real snake, and that was crazy expensive and just so complicated.
They don't listen.
So we found
They don't take direction well.
And we said, how did you get into manufacturing these kinds of devices? And he said, well, when I was a little boy, I always liked to scare people. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was that. And then when we got into post-production, we were doing the sound, and I said, I think we need something for the snake. It just seems very, very flat without something. So we called him. He said, what do you think we should do? And he said, you're so lucky. I am a snake ventriloquist. What? So
See, my mouth's not even moving.
That looks good on a resume.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Anyone else in the audience? Anything else?
Last call.
Last call.
Well, okay.
Oh, so I also want to tell you another thing that's just come up. First of all, the theatrical screenings that we're having now is due to a new company that we're with, and it's really exploded. I'm so happy to have this experience, and especially with modern technology, to be able to talk to the audiences. The other day, I did a Skype with Oslo, Norway, from my house.
Oh my God.
Crazy, fantastic.
That's amazing.
But now, so we're going to have the T-shirts pretty soon. And people have come to me, they want to do a release of the music on vinyl.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I believe I asked you this question.
So that's another thing. So keep in touch. And we're also on social media. And everything will be available through andysidaris.com. So I hope we'll hear from you.
Excellent. No, I know personally because I saw a screening of this at the New Art when you did a Q&A there up in Hollywood or up in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
And I remember asking you, when will we see a soundtrack? So I know personally.
I had no idea. This is like the last maybe 10 days.
Oh, wow.
Through a fan who's in the music business and said, I like the music and I'd like to see if I can get some interest, and he has. So,
that's excellent.
And I've been able to research because we had 3 different composers, and we just got the original music for Hard Ticket to Hawaii, and it's in great condition.
It's so good.
Oh,
So
that's
you'll be
great.
here.
Hell
Just
yeah.
check in with us, please do.
Okay, excellent.
I'm gonna play the theme song as my play out music from my wedding as I leave for Hawaii.
Yes, Tyler here is getting married and he's doing his honeymoon in Hawaii. And
I'm so excited. I wish I was going to Molokai, but
if you know, you don't.
No, I don't.
Yeah, well, Molokai was real good to us.
Yeah, there's snakes there. Gotta watch out.
If you don't drive out the back of a limo on a bike, you're an idiot.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to thank you, Arlene, for taking the time to.
Oh, such my pleasure. I'm so happy to have this connection to the audience. It's really thrilling for me, to have this. It's new and I'm delighted. So thank you very much for the attention and the support. Love it.
I know I just wrapped it up, but I actually do have one question. During the original release of this, was there theatrical screenings whatsoever?
Oh, yes. Part of the first deal that we made with, it was Lorimar, which was then bought by Warner Brothers. But we had an obligation to do theatrical releases. And I was in charge of the theatrical distribution. And I said, I haven't been lied to like that since I was 16. I mean, these men, I mean, they really took us for a ride. But fortunately, after the first two pictures, the studios recognized that video was a valid release, or first release. And then Showtime and HBO, the first seasons, they kind of threw the films on in the middle of the night, and the next season they were on primetime and they were on against each other. So the audience reaction was fantastic for us. And then I guess you know about Joe Bob Briggs.
Joe Bob and
movie critic.
Yeah, and USA Up All Night were huge champions.
He had a show on Showtime, and he was a big fan. He was the drive-in movie critic, and he used to give hubbies like for hubcaps instead of Academy Awards. And we had collected a number of hubbies. He was a big fan. But now, because he had a couple of years that were a little, kind of flat, but now he's going strong. And in fact, next week he's going to be in Los Angeles. And if you can look him up and try to get tickets, he's hysterical. And if you can find him and get his newsletter every week, he's just so original and so smart and so funny. The Joe Bob Briggs is a character that he plays, but he's a Rhodes Scholar. So, he works against that in terms of the Joe Bob Briggs kind of a shit kicker kind of guy. But he's really smart and really funny. And a big fan of the film, so.
He's a huge inspiration to our show here.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we showed a couple clips of him interviewing Andy before the movie started tonight. So yeah, a couple things we found on online. So yes, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much.
This is amazing. We would love to be able to. You've released all the way to Guns on Blu-ray. Is that correct?
Yes, and more coming out, and there are. For theatrical release, I mean, there are 12 films in the collection, so
right.
I hope I'll see you again.
We hope so as well. Thank you for taking the time tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Arlene Sidaris.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good luck on your poker game.
Yeah, good luck on poker.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna
Thank you.
Night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
One more over. It's right.
No, there it is.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That was great.
That was awesome.
And I was so worried. I was like, I do not want to do our normal shtick and rip on the film
in front of her.
In front of her. Yeah.
Were any of you at Showgirls back in December? Yeah, we got up here full ready to rip into that movie with Rena Riffle, one of the stars of the film, and the first thing out of her mouth was the movie was great, and it was like,
no self-awareness.
Time to shift this show.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a detour sign on the road and then it points to the left and you're like, oh, I'm just going to make 2 or 3 turns, and then you wind up in another city? Because that's how that night went.
It was great, but yeah, that was our, but she seems to be fully aware of what these films are, which was awesome.
Yeah, it seems that she knows exactly what the fuck she's doing.
Right. So I want to dive into tonight's film. And ladies and gentlemen, if you do have questions for us or things that you think that we don't tackle tonight, please, we'll have another Q&A just for between us.
Yeah, because this was a fucking fever dream of insanity, and you just can't absorb it all at once.
I know you guys.
It requires multiple viewings. I saw it my second time tonight, and I was catching shit that I missed.
When was the first time you saw it?
Yesterday.
That's right.
Yeah. No, but I didn't even notice the one guy in the shot in the sex scene on the beach.
Yeah.
There's just an arm. You're like, wait, what the fuck are you doing here?
Thanks to that audience member who yelled out, that guy!
Right, yeah. Guy on the right. Yeah.
Excuse me? This is a public beach? You guys have been here all day naked.
Yeah. Specifically not fucking, just making out topless.
Did you wonder why I had my kid build this huge sandcastle blocking the sight.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Also, I love that they use the same exact music for both sex scenes.
Yeah.
Like that really cracked me up. I'm like, is this Andy's soundtrack to fucking? Like every time he's about to get down, that's
it's
what
a
he
quick
puts
thrust.
It's the most rhythmless fuck song I've ever heard.
Yeah. Oh man. Are you hard?
Also-
I'm hard.
Yeah. Can we also talk about the bizarreness of having the theme song play at the beginning over just plane shots over Hawaii instead of the credits?
You mean the second credit scene?
That's what but there's no credits. Like, what the fuck?
First you get the who stars in it, and
Right.
then you get the theme song later.
Yeah, I don't know, but again, it's just over B-roll footage of Hawaii.
Of Jurassic Park.
The script for this film starts interior day, Home Depot.
Yeah. I just imagine that like they had already shot it, assuming that we're just gonna put credits up over this B-roll footage and it'll be great. And then all of a sudden Andy like did too much blow, and he's just like, dude, I got the best idea. I'm printing shit and putting it on crates. And they're like, fucking, all right.
We paid so much for the helicopter shots. We gotta put them in.
But you know what? At the end of the day, though, I think it's pretty damn creative.
Yeah,
It is. That's what's amazing about it. There's real effort put into it.
Right? Yeah. Especially the one with the
execution
clipboard.
is a whole other situation.
The clipboard is what I love the most, where it's like it's on one, and then he flips it, and there's another title sequence. Like that.
No, the title sequence, I just like, because this is I'm going to call this my first and a half viewing of this film, because you showed it to us one night at like work, and I barely paid attention, but
yeah, guys, I screened this at Disney one day.
But
that's the most metal shit I've ever heard.
It was just in an abandoned break room, and I was like, nobody's coming in, let's do this.
But
it was a test run. I needed to know that people would laugh. So.
But I knew I was in for a good time when that first crate pulls out and just has like the first credit, and I was like, no fucking way.
Oh, no. I like too. My favorite one, hands down, is when the guy like presses it on. It's clearly glued, and then staple guns it. Like, you already glued it, motherfucker. What is this?
It's not sticking.
Well, you saw how the
it.
forklift operators are working in that warehouse. They got to make sure everything's on there.
Yeah,
real
they
good.
operate like racehorses with blinders on. He rips shit off of a crate, and then he's just like off to work. Like, he doesn't give a fuck.
Also drives away with the forks like head level as he like flies through the away.
Like meant for decapitation.
Yeah.
An odd choice that like you'd think when you're like, hey, we got twins for this film. Like, it turns out to be just two male dudes.
Like, two guys. By the way, watching it the second time, it's baffling. There's one shot. It's when she puts the suction cup on the phone to listen into the conversation, because that's how phones work. And that hand, that is a fucking man hand. Watch it again. That is a man's hand.
Well, because it's a man.
That's what I mean. But at the time, you don't know that that's a man.
Okay, how many people were shocked by the cross-dressing scene?
Oh,
like,
big
Like,
time.
how many of you knew that it was like that was going to be the reveal?
You knew?
The first thing out of my fiance's mouth, she leaned over. She's like, "So that's a drag queen, right?" I was like, "Oh."
See, I didn't notice until he opened his fucking mouth and started talking. That's when I was like, that's a little bassy for a lady.
Yeah, the twins scene was funny because it was almost like Andy went with a like, see, now there's twins because the snakes are twins, and then he was like, fuck, that's dumb, but I'm leaving it in the script up to this point.
I love how many things in this movie are brought up and then never fucking acknowledged again.
You mean the whole subplot of being a sportscaster?
Oh yeah, like no, but that at least has a fucking subplot. Hey, let's just offhandedly mention how this motherfucker tried to rape me and then move on.
Oh,
Like, what?
Wait, yes. Okay, so that's what I was referring to, that Andy has a very racy cameo, like, that's straight
Wait,
up
that's
way
him?
too meta
That's
for
him.
today.
That's fucking him?
That's him. Oh, you didn't know.
I have no idea.
For those of you in the audience that didn't know, that's
Andy Sidaris.
Weinstein character is Andy Sidaris.
Is Andy the director of the film?
The director of this film.
And what's wild is, okay, so, like, I was hoping that the laughter would die down, but it didn't. Like, when she goes, you practically raped me last night, you all burst out into laughter, and what you missed was his line. He goes, Charlotte, that was last night. This is today. It's just like, you missed it. And that's the wildest part. He's just like, whatever. Rape is rape. Let's do this.
Yeah, it's a weird
Rape ends when the sun rises. Like, what? So fucking bizarre. The amount of things that are just thrown out and then disregarded is
what
baffling.
Jonathan and I talked about before this film, what is just so wild is, and Arlene kept touching on it, is this film did give these women the chance to be badasses, but for every 2 steps forward, it was 26 backward. There was one scene where they were cool. The scene, she's just like, wow, yeah, we killed those guys. Better get in the hot tub because that's where I do my best thinking. It's just
that's where I do
topless.
my best thinking.
So it's just
because that's how women hang out with each other, topless.
Years of progress, and then just oh yeah, it's the 80s.
Oh yeah, just immediately dip back. Also, can we talk about the end of the movie suddenly turning into fucking Halloween out of nowhere?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I said it was Halloween 3, Season of the Snake.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking dead on. Even with the hiding in the closet, but instead of fashioning a wire hanger to shake him, no, there's just a harpoon gun.
Of course. I mean, that's where my harpoon gun is stored. Let me tell
As
you.
a guy proceeds to knife the slats in the wood, which have all the integrity of wicker, he could have just pushed
I was just gonna say, just punch it.
Yeah, could have just pushed.
He's doing it with the small, a stiletto knife, the smallest type of knife you can. He's one by one, just this will work.
Yeah, it was baffling.
And then also he had a huge opening that he could have just reached his arm in, but he was it's not big enough.
No, I don't want splinters here. And he would not fucking die. And it's a snake bite to the cheek that drops.
No, it was the cancer that got him.
It's the cancer that got him, buddy. Okay, wait a minute.
Cancer rats?
An infested snake full of deadly toxin from cancer rats.
Yes.
If you or a loved one has been affected by cancer rats, you might be entitled to compensation.
Oh, shit, dude. Procter & Gamble gets up to some goofy shit. That's all I can say.
No, so this
Poor
film,
snake, he's going to have to go through chemo.
What are you talking about? He only had 3 days to live.
Yeah,
I love that their solution to the problem is murderous cancer snake. It'll be dead soon. Leave it.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
Well, no, that's not. The cancer snake isn't the worst disease to come to the island of Molokai.
No.
If you guys don't know, Molokai was started as a Christian missionary leper colony.
Yep.
And all of the natives on the island were just thrust upon them lepers. And that's what Molokai is and has been forever. My favorite story, it's the ultimate comeuppance story ever, is on Molokai, one of the missionaries went there and said, everyone else has been doing fuck all. I know what's going to cure these guys. It's God. And he went there and he died of leprosy.
Yes!
So Molokai is a weird
I've never heard anything to make me want to believe in God more.
The other thing about Molokai that I was telling John was I have a lot of trivia about Molokai because I've been to the island across from it, Lanai. So they're supposedly sailing just out on the coast of Molokai, right?
Yeah.
So the coast where everything is the roughest patch of ocean in the Pacific.
What?
And it is 3 miles wide.
Holy
that is
shit.
how rough the water is out here, and it's also one of the windiest places on Earth. So when she flies that plane in effortlessly on the coast, I was like,
She was inches from death.
bullshit, she could have died.
By the way, that is one thing that is not ironically at all fucking amazing is that shot where she flies in on that thing and they stop the Jeep. It's all one take, totally uncut. They stop the Jeep, motherfucker jumps on the back, and then they take off into frame right as she flies over. They timed it perfect. I was like, holy shit, this is
They
like
even
some
celebrated.
Alfonso Cuarón
They were
one-take
like,
shit.
yeah, we got it.
I know, I was legitimately impressed.
No, the person you have to thank for that shot is the guy in the red shirt standing just in frame on the left side of the frame where he's like, yeah, go. It's just like, whoa.
So to kind of get back into the plot so we can go through.
Which one?
What the
Hold on, I got you. So what we're experiencing here on the island of Molokai is that it's supposed to be a normal weed operation, but the county sheriffs show up, right? Which I love, where they're like, hey, like, should we bring the gun? He's like, nah, leave it in the boat on the beach unattended. And
on an island of drug dealers.
Yeah. And so they go there, and then they realize that, like, I don't know, they're having like a dump truck party in the middle of the front lawn. And this is where they're like, this isn't normal. Guys are just like pickaxing into bushes for no reason. That
guy's got mirrored sunglasses and an Uzi.
Shades,
fucking
man.
shades.
Oh. Frisbee playing, Avatar sunglass wearing. Like a guy who does not want to get.
Did you say Avatar instead of Aviator?
Aviator.
It's me, Jake Sully.
That's why he was so good at the Frisbee. He's airbending it. Like, that's the only thing that happened.
He had such a cooler thing they could have called him. They were just fuck it, shades.
Well, that was what was in the other container, the unobtainium. I'm so sad that I even know what that is. I hate that movie.
By the way, you know 100% that actor was already cast, and then they noticed under special skills he put Frisbee. And he's like, I got one move under the leg.
He was like, yeah, I played Wicked Ultimate on the quad back at Juilliard.
I love how like he's got the Frisbee, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh shit, things are getting serious. Let me go over here and place my machine gun down on this towel.
I also like that he gets rid of the random lady there by pulling a gun and showing her like this means business. I'm like, she's been playing Frisbee with a motherfucker with an Uzi for days, conceivably. Why is this threatening?
And who's he on the headset with?
Yeah, who the fuck is he talking to?
The other guy, headset.
Oh yeah, shades and headset.
Oh yes, but he does, to touch on that, he's like, yeah, get out of here. Fetch. Just like,
hey.
She's like, oh.
You got a great ass.
Yeah, what is she? She says something.
She says,
she goes, so do you.
Yeah, you too.
Nice. Oh my
son of a bitch.
So they kill those two sheriffs. The film starts, and then we're introduced to Dona and Taryn, right? And this is where we did get that second theme song, and they take that married couple to like a deserted part of the island. Right? Because they're like, hey, is this island, are we going to be alone? Because the brochure said we're going to be alone. And I straight up am trying to fuck on this beach.
Or he's trying to murder his wife. Jesus Christ, is that a red flag?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, is this deserted island going to be, like, no one's
totally
going to be
deserted.
Here, right? No one's going to be here, right? Not a single person? I think you guys are cops.
Right? I mean, that's what the blue tarp was originally for. That's also their tent.
Oh, yeah, we're going to trash this beach, by the way.
Yeah. No, we only ordered one ticket back. Don't worry about it.
One ticket to Hawaii.
That's the hard ticket.
And I love that
come on, there were more stupid puns in this movie.
Oh, it's hideous. But dude, I love that right off the bat, like one of the first scenes in the movie they thought relevant enough was to drop these motherfuckers on the island, and we don't see them for an hour.
Yeah.
They
well,
just
no need
vanish.
to. You know what they're doing.
Yeah, until finally when they're having the unsexiest photo shoot in history. Snake ambush. Like
oh, that's and what is up with that too? Like, I'm pretty sure I remember Polaroid cameras.
Yeah.
And like when you take the picture, it spits out. It doesn't spit out later like it's jammed and it's like the same photo.
Yeah, that does not happen.
Well, that's what I said when the photo came out later in the film. I was like, that's just a picture of the grass.
Yeah.
Like you just, wow, grass.
Instead, the snake's just in the photo like,
felt cute, might delete later. Felt cute, might die in 36 hours.
Hope she flushes this toilet, giving me my opening. Dude, the light from the toilet as it explodes outward, it's like a witch's cauldron.
Well, no. See,
why does it explode?
Here's my thing.
He's coming out with that level of force. I mean,
the light is one thing.
Yes.
The fog, is another thing. The fact that she comes out and her face is covered in something from the toilet is the weirdest thing to
It's
me.
unsettling.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I didn't flush. It's like this Duke snake
Seth didn't believe in flushing.
Hey, what the hell's this?
If it's yellow, be mellow. If it's brown, be mellow.
Oh, shit. Also, like that shot when she runs out of the shitter and Seth is on the ground covered in so much blood. He looks like Mr. Orange in Reservoir Dogs. Like he is drenched in blood. I was like, sweet Jesus, Seth.
Seth, you're going to be okay. Say
Also,
the fucking words.
Responsible for my favorite, most incomprehensible joke of the film, without a doubt. If your brains were bird shit, you would have clean cages. What? He's
like, that one's going to fucking kill.
I tell jokes for a living. You can't write that shit. Like, he said it like it was a proverb. Like I was so baffled when I heard that. I was like, who the fuck thinks of this shit? Did that come from Colombia? Is that a saying down there? I was baffled by that one.
Yeah, that was a damn.
Yeah. Also, can we this is another common thread throughout the film that I don't understand is these ladies repeatedly kick the shit out of anybody they encounter, which is fine. That's not the incomprehensible part. The incomprehensible part is how immediately after delivering said ass kicking, they feel the need to flee the scene. They just run every time.
Oh, so yeah, because that's kind of where we are, where we're basically Mr. Chang delivers an RC helicopter full of diamonds.
Okay, hold on. You just touched on something really quick.
Mr. Chang?
When they said Mr. Chang, is that who you guys were thinking of?
Not even remotely.
That is not who I was thinking of.
No, I seriously thought, I'm like, did we introduce a new character again? Like, what the fuck?
That motherfucker's name's Wellington. Don't tell me that's Mr. Chang.
And his perpetually knuckle-cracking henchman.
He was only intimidating one person. That was us sitting in the theater.
Man. Yeah.
He was like, oh, this motherfucker hasn't been paying me.
No, he's straight up cracking his knuckles in the back behind Mr. Chang. And then, like, when it pans out, he is looking at Mr. Chang like he's like, I fucking hate you.
Why are you threatening your boss, motherfucker?
And he is popping out of that shirt.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, there are some shredded dudes in this movie. My God.
No, it's actually very body diverse film. Like, we got the sumo wrestlers, we got fucking bodybuilding men and women. Like, it's bananas.
Yeah. And then, so we go to the restaurant.
Eddie's.
Okay.
By the way, spelled the worst possible way to spell that.
Yeah, that's why
name.
I said Eddie's.
Yeah, right? Thank you.
They went through all of the work of having a custom wooden sign made that said Eddie's, but on the host stand was an off-centered stick-on letters.
That's right.
Spelled Eddie's, just like way off to the right.
And we are introduced to the true star of the film.
The host?
Yes.
What do you call him host, right?
Yeah, he is a host.
Well,
Yeah,
his
Mr.
actual name is Ashley, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure.
Mr. Sit on my face?
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, that's my favorite fucking joke. I use that a lot.
It's another one that kind of got trampled over from because it's funny, but the girls do the
They have
joke,
the punchline.
Where they go, why? Is it bigger than your dick? Is your nose bigger than your dick?
Yeah.
Right? Way better, right?
Yeah, I know that. One of the best is when the two ladies walk in and then it just cuts to him, perv strolling up, and then cuts back to them. Like he doesn't say anything. They just felt the need to show him go, hey.
Hold on.
That guy could have played a live action version of Leisure Suit Larry.
And also, but again, a legitimately good dude. He knows our two male leads and just gives up his fucking car.
Yeah.
Holy shit, what a nice guy.
So sexual harassment Tony Danza
hey, forget about it.
I think the best line that he pulls off is hey, you better not go down on it because then you'll be seeing the back of my head because I'm already there.
Fuck, that kills.
And then leaves and comes back for because I was there.
Because you know what I'm saying? Because like Gucci, you know what I'm saying?
He's all the way in the kitchen because I was there.
The girl with the twins right here, the beautiful girl.
Oh my God, that guy got no tips at that job. He knows No, nobody tipped that motherfucker.
Okay, but he was so stoked just to be there.
I know that dude lived his fucking dream, son.
Hey, welcome to Edie's. It may be called Eddie's, but you know what? I'm right here. This is usually a job, performed by 15-year-olds, but whatever. I'm the host now. Welcome to Eddie's. She's fucking gorgeous over here. She's beautiful over here. Come sit on my fucking face.
Can I just have a menu, please?
When I was 16, something hit me on the head, and it ain't been the same since. Like, there's something wrong with that guy, and I'm all about it.
And then we're
Hey, I know I'm in a titty flick. I'm going to embrace it.
Everybody, is this the only fucking restaurant on this island? Everyone goes.
Yes.
Every person goes.
It was weird. Not very many movies, the first credit in it is filmed at this location. But that is like the nice hotel on Molokai. It's the Sheraton on Molokai. Like that's it. And that's its
but
restaurant.
dress up a different fucking room as a bar or something. Because like literally the drug dealer, the secret agent, the chick in witness protection, the perv, the fucking sportscaster, the athletes themselves all go to one fucking restaurant.
Well, no,
what is this, Les Miserables? An entire city and 4 people keep constantly running into each other?
They need to rename it to like Edie's character dump because like there's not a single character you don't meet at this restaurant.
Yeah. And dude, it has some of the most ham-handed exposition on the face of the earth.
That's what I literally was going to say. You should call it Edie's exposition.
It really is. Well, you don't even need to be there for it. Just, hey, this picture your dad got broken. You want to tell me about why you're sad?
He saved my life. So takes out a piece of newspaper that you can't really read because the lighting's off on it.
And I'm pretty sure it's out of focus. Like a lot of shots are out of focus.
So
because the motherfucker can't let go of the zoom button. He is in and out of every fucking shot.
And actually educates you on how to use the zoom on that camera that was featured in the film.
That's true. I was like, yeah, that was just the cinematographer. He's like, I just found out about that shit today. And he was just pumped on using it.
Dude, that camera had like a telephoto lens on it. It was like zoomed all the way in on that dude's face, all the way. She's like, he plays frisbee with her on the beach. Here he is, all the way down there.
Yeah.
Also, that shot was shot from the ocean.
Yeah.
That wasn't from the shore.
Also, one of them is like from a low angle. It's like a Michael Bay shot. I'm like, what, were you fucking 20 feet under the water? How did you get this angle?
He wears glasses because he's blind. That's how we got this shot.
What is he, a fucking Jedi? That's why he's catching the frisbee? Like,
I'm one with the Force, and the Force is one with me.
Until Razor Blade fucking frisbee, which he has a gun. Just use the gun.
Well, it was admittingly it was a revenge killing. So
yeah,
this is for the Molokai cops that I had no idea about, and nobody else did either.
Has ever mentioned.
Hey, here's a question. It's bright as day. Razor blades reflect. You're gonna see that shit coming to you.
Also, you just switched them out in the most obvious way imaginable.
Hey, don't worry. Okay.
Also, you did that about 3 times faster than he did. Like, he shuffled around in there for a minute.
Also, he goes, this is for the Molokai cops. She's hey, what? As for the what? What did you do behind your back? Hold on. Let me go pick up my gun again. Hold on.
What do you mean? There's only 2 of us. It can only be for me.
For a man on a drug island with an Uzi, you're oddly trusting.
Did you say that she had a great ass? She has a great ass.
Right? Have you seen that?
Hey, she has a great ass over here.
Also, that is another consistent theme throughout this film. Constant murder.
Oh, I thought you were going to say great asses because you were wrong.
No, I was definitely wrong.
The best ass was the sumo wrestler.
No, the fact that people get murdered and it's never brought up again, no repercussions, no nothing.
Constantly. Think about, okay, let's talk about the bazooka blow-up.
Yes.
Scene, okay?
Yes.
This man proceeds to skateboard on his hands.
That guy gotta be smoking some heavy doobies.
Some heavy doobies.
Lands at the bottom of the hill, gets in some like Frankenstein like pickup truck like Isuzu.
This is like a proto RAV4. I don't know what the fuck that was.
It's a Suzuki Samurai, I'm pretty sure.
It's the first one, the prototype.
Oh yeah,
and
they get around a Jeep,
like goes and gets in the back of that, and then proceeds to drive past them again.
Yes.
Get up to the top of the hill before they get there, and then in between that, they go, "Did we lose them?" Yep.
Well, here's my favorite part is he was using the blow-up doll to cover up the gun, but from 50 feet away, they were like, yeah, he's got a gun.
He's got a gun.
But that's the
Nothing
thing.
we could do about it.
So he gets to the top of the hill and then proceeds to, like, I guess that's what it was for, to hide the gun.
It was covered.
Right? Most people
Because
just
as
use
you-
a trench coat, right?
Well, but
also,
that'd be too conspicuous.
But also-
a guy riding a skateboard on his hands is obviously the kind of man who would ride one with a blow-up.
But just stay at the top of the hill, prep behind the car, and shoot him.
Ambush, motherfucker.
So now they hit the guy, and somehow he flies 100 feet up in the air.
No. You're getting it too ahead of yourself, because after he ride by, I don't know what we call it.
Yeah. Hit him with one
a pellet. He gets a BB lodged in his perfectly sculpted partial nipple.
Yes.
And then goes by them, proceeds to not try to shoot them again. Instead, if you do see when they slam it in reverse and back towards him, he's spinning around on the skateboard.
He's like,
not
you
doing
know what?
anything.
I did my job. Time for some tricks.
Yeah.
Listen, the one thing...
And then, of course, as you know, when you hit anybody with a car going in reverse, you can gather enough speed to catapult them up into the air.
Well, that's a wheelie. That's on the,
It was,
you know.
oh my God, everything about this scene is perfect. I love it.
So to get back to the point of how we got on it, is that this guy's up in the air. Rowdy can't shoot for shit. Right? That's the joke.
Except there's
right?
apparently a missile launcher that has
four-chambered missile launcher.
that has missile guidance on it, but there definitely isn't a missile guidance unit on it.
So this is the joke, is that, like, basically the Abilenes, this is Rowdy Abilene, right? And Cody Abilene was his cousin from the first movie, right? Cody can't shoot for shit either. It's like a family
It's a
trait,
family problem.
right? And then the other Abilenes in the other films, like,
They all can't shoot.
No.
Okay.
Right? So that's
but rocket
funny.
launcher apparently fucking dead.
But that's
one
the
of
thing.
the hardest to wield weapons of all
right,
time.
guys.
He's just like, yep, got it.
So I understand, secret agents, whatever, but everybody's got to do paperwork. How the hell do you do, like, they just drove away. They blew a person to smithereens. Like, we're talking, like, raining hellfire of skin and blood and flesh in the air.
And their biggest concern was what happened to the skateboard.
Right.
That was their biggest concern.
It galloped off into the
wasted.
sunset.
Yeah.
It's just like, goodbye.
What the fuck?
My people need me.
And literally, they only brought enough missiles as they could carry, so they wasted it on the blow-up doll?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, that's a sick trick shot, though.
Oh, yeah, that was really good.
My takeaway from this scene was I got really concerned until she said that guy was a professional skateboarder, because anyone who's ridden a skateboard down a hill, do you know the death wobble where it starts like, moving really
and you can see it.
as he's coming down the hill, it's like
it looks real, like he's in real danger.
This guy's gonna eat shit on film.
So I want to take us back into the plot with
which one?
With Jade. The main. I want to take us back into the bromance of Rowdy and Jade.
Yes, of course.
Right, with
their wonderful Asian accents.
Yes.
Boy, that aged well.
Holy that wasn't even okay at that point.
That was really, really bad.
He's like,
Breakfast at Tiffany's
kill.
had better representation in that scene.
Also, we have our Mission Impossible let's burn a sandwich moment.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, that was literally like, I love Mission Impossible. I love when the message self-destructs. Can we do that? They're like, no.
Yeah.
Listen, all we got is 2 pieces of bread and some wilted lettuce. That's what you're gonna get.
And a styrofoam container
that catches on fire
really fast. And you can see whoever's hands those are immediately go,
Well, did you notice? Did you notice how quickly the shot cuts as soon as the
immediately, yeah.
styrofoam catches, it's like, all right, next scene, fuck.
Well, no. Luckily, the editor is helpful enough to do a lot of staccato. Holy fuck! Where did that come from? Cuts throughout the film, so it's really well disguised when you think about it.
Oh, you mean the girl swimming in the pool for 1 second? I was like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Or how about the intercutting? This woman is about to be tortured with this dude fucks louder than any man on earth.
Okay, what was she doing? Was it like, I like it when you like open me up and play with my insides? What was happening in that chair?
She's just punching him in the dick in that room, I swear to God. Because he's like, ooh, ah!
No, that's the post of a man being fingered. That's what that is.
I like when you bend it into a balloon poodle. They're not fucking. There's something bad happening.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Or what about when he intercuts where he's like, hey, here's two people who seem to spend at least 48 hours fucking on that beach, by the way.
Okay,
right?
it was nighttime in the first shot.
It was nighttime in
the restaurant. That's what I'm saying.
Right?
First shot, they go away.
Then it's broad daylight.
Broad daylight.
Walking on the beach.
Then it's nighttime.
No. Then the sun sets.
No. Then it's nighttime, and then the sun sets is the next because they go back to Edie's and like, fuck, it was nighttime at Edie's. God damn it.
Also,
thank God this island's on a different time zone on the other side.
Can we also talk about the homie that the two guys who like one gets ninja starred and the other dude like gets hit with nunchucks? No one in this movie knows how to use nunchucks.
Not a single
She just throws them.
Yeah, she just threw them. And then of course we have a bodybuilder woman just standing there holding them.
The two of them like this.
And then at the end of the movie when we take down Chang, he just beats him with a club.
I love where Donna throws the star.
Yeah.
And then it's like, shit, that's my only star. I got to go get it off of his chest.
But then as I love they just show them get into the plane. The two guys are chasing them. Then the plane's just already up. They're gone. Like they take off faster than
it's a hover plane. It was just like
incredible. But then for some reason they take a knee.
Yeah, that
what
was
the fuck was that?
And it was synchronized too.
Yeah.
They both dropped down on one knee at the same time. Coach is gonna fucking kill us. We ruined that play.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of taking a knee, let's talk about the football players.
Oh my God.
Oh Jesus Christ. We're not gonna quote the line, but holy shit.
Yeah. That was it was funny actually. While the movie was going on, I'm standing in the back of the room and I know what's coming. I'm like, oh yes, this sweet moment. And some guy got up to go pee or something. I'm like, give it 30 seconds. You're gonna want to see this. And sure enough, he stood there, laughed his nuts off, and he's like, thank you, and then went to the bathroom.
Well, okay, because like this whole Jimmy John like side plot,
the emperor of quick service sandwiches, Jimmy John.
Well, that's what happened. He lost his broadcast career and just started making submarines.
It's like, fuck, I gotta make sandwiches.
Thanks to this diamond money he's got access to, he could, finance that kind of project.
So, yeah, this whole Jimmy John thing where, like, first Jimmy John comes in and, like, he just starts talking about supplements.
About pills.
Right?
And those guys are like, excuse us, we're on our honeymoon. Fuck off.
I do love soul food.
They're sitting so close together and they're so buff. That dude's about to rip his shirt with his like bicep.
Oh my God. And then what does he refer to it as? His iridescent green and yellow urine?
He said that's how you flex on people at the urinal. It's just like, what the fuck?
This guy's pissing the ooze from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Like, I know my dick.
Fuck.
Hey man, I know my dick's small, but check this shit out.
Oh my God.
Like a glow stick. Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh no. All right. So you got that, and then you got the N-word scene, right? And another thing that like you kind of miss is like he says N-word go long, and then white boys try to cover him up the middle.
Yeah, and it's like, and he's like,
no, and then the other player's just like, he's a crazy motherfucker.
And then he says he's a crazy motherfucker, but he gets it done, and then proceeds to really like stare directly into the camera really hard. And
I think they were actually drunk.
No, they were fucked up. I swear to God, it was just two guys at the restaurant that they were like, hey, do you want to get in on this?
Well, knowing that Andy has a football past.
Oh
like,
shit!
More than
that's
likely,
just him just literally like being like, yeah,
here's my
me.
friends. Yeah, here's.
Well, and it was the same shit. It was so funny. It's so just like I love this film and I love Andy, but it's such a like jerking himself off of like, isn't that blah 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 the famous producer of the sports television? Yeah, we get it, Andy.
Yeah, he's like playing himself, right?
Which is scary about that scene earlier. Yeah, because you're like, whoa, Andy.
Well, that's the thing. He comes up and he's like, "Oh my God, we're ruined. We're ruined." And I'm like, "Well, who are you?"
No, you said something at dinner earlier that's gonna ruin you. This is a flub.
But it's okay. The feed didn't go.
Oh, thank
And then
God.
let's tell this also terrible like street joke about the pap test.
Oh yeah, that was the one that. Okay, so like all the puns in the film got chuckles. Like it was all. That was the one that the audience did not care for.
No, there was
and that is
silence.
valid.
Like,
You guys are about to rip the seats out of the ground and start a riot in here over that joke. Pap smear! I don't know why they didn't just say
horrible.
Jesus Christ. Like, they could have said she couldn't pass a pregnancy test, but fuck. Why did you go with the pap smear?
I haven't heard such a bad joke since Naked Gun.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
The
Thank
entire
you.
Jimmy John subplot is just to have like a dude for what's her name
I
to
think
fuck.
it's just
That's
filler.
it.
That's it. I think that's it.
They were like, he wrote it and he was like, oh shit, oh God, oh, everyone has someone to love except for her. Fuck, this is
There's
unacceptable.
so many superfluous fucking characters in this movie.
Speaking of the girl that Taryn, Hope Marie Carlton. Does anybody know what like a more famous movie that she is from?
No.
She is the girl under the surface of the waterbed in Nightmare 3.
Get
that
he dreams
of.
outta here,
Shit.
really?
Yep. She's the naked girl in the waterbed. That
Damn.
Like, yeah.
I see her skills from that film translated to this film.
You're welcome. I just set you up for that one. So, the snake gets out because of that. Those assassins.
This fucking snake. I swear to God.
Those assassins go ahead and like try to steal the diamonds from them.
The snake is just such a weird thing because going into this knowing there was a killer snake in it and assassins, I was like, the fuck? Snakes on a plane just stole this movie's entire plot?
No, it
and
didn't
then I realized the
because it
snake is
doesn't do
just
anything.
the snake is just happenstance that it got out.
Yes.
These fuckers just knocked it over and they're like,
yeah, and then it just proceeds to wander about for an hour and a
wanders
half.
from the island and then is like, you know what? I had a good day. I killed 2 people.
I'm
Let's
going
go
down this
home.
time to get in the doo-doo tank.
Right? That was just like a Rubbermaid trash can lid.
Yeah,
that
and
he-
by the way, I love that they just take time out for that. We're in the middle of a chase scene. She trips over the lid and then stops and says, I'm fine, and then moves on just so that we have an excuse for the snake to come out of the toilet.
This is a movie that was like, we need to explain everything. How
Yes.
the hell will people understand that Edie has changed her clothes if we don't show it? We need to show her get out of her clothes, cut away to the girl in the pool, then get her in her new clothes, then have Edie take off in the car, then have that pool girl get out of the pool, and then go to the dressing room so she can talk to the cross-dresser, and then we can have the
get that
cross-dresser
reveal,
change
baby.
too.
That glorious reveal.
Holy fuck. that
Here's
scene.
another thing that wasn't explained at all and is why I loved it to death. Out of the back of a van on a dirt bike.
Oh,
Holy
that shit's
shit.
so cool.
That is amazing.
That was cool.
He's straight up riding that thing so hunched over
Oh, yeah.
against the ceiling, though. One straight piece of metal, and he's ripped open.
And then he comes just blasting through the room when the snake's out there and fires the most ineffective rocket in history.
No,
Was it
okay.
a fucking firecracker?
You brought
Like, it
up-
just poof his head.
You brought
like,
up a good point. This rocket launcher has 2 modes of fire. Enormous explosion, and like it's just gonna push you out a window.
Oh, yeah.
Because that guy shoots at point blank with it just is like, oof.
yeah, pushes you out of a window, takes the head off of a snake, or brings down a helicopter.
Yes.
Like, those are its 2 modes.
But that
There is no like it decides how it wants to kill.
yeah. Okay, so the scene where where our heroes first encounter the goons. I heard someone yell it in the audience, but holy shit, man! Drink a cup of coffee before you get on set.
Oh, I know.
Pantyhose guy's like, yeah, you're coming with me, I guess. It's like,
And then later when they're trying to like
This
fix
ain't over.
homie, assess face, oh, He wants a message. What?
Hey, Seth.
Dude,
it looks okay. You're going to need plastic surgery. All right. Oh, Mr.
That dude
Chang's
answers
here.
the question, how much Valium is too much Valium? that was it.
But
right
I love that the
It's okay. I'm all right. Keep going.
The only thing that really saves our heroes in that scene is the fact that for some reason they were like, oh, yeah. Seth is fucking terrified of snakes 50 feet away from him. Because he sees that snake, he's like, snake!
I love when they get to the car and he goes, you won't believe what I just saw. Let's get out of here.
And they're driving. It's been like 45 minutes. And they're like, fuck, dude, what did you see?
I saw a bullet in the face.
We're not worried about the snake anymore. Snake! And they crash the car. Oh, my God.
Yeah. So they kidnap Edie. They take her to the base. And that sets off the whole, lackluster action scene. Like it's got a lot going on, but by the end of it, everybody's just like, "Yay, we did it!"
Yeah,
okay.
Well,
my car
let
sucks.
me
Can
drop
we
these
steal this
sound
van?
grenades. What?
Sound grenades.
What?
Also
What did
known
you
as
say?
grenades.
Yeah, these sound grenades proceed to explode the lawn. It's just like, that's just a bomb, idiot.
Yeah.
Like, just yell, hey.
Yeah, like apparently this director fucking watched Road Warrior and saw the gyrocopter guy, and he's like,
More
oh,
than
I got
likely.
it. We're doing that.
Yeah.
Like, that was it.
More than likely.
My favorite thing about the Edie rescue is that they're like, time to rescue Edie, but first,
Tomorrow morning.
let's fuck.
And then tomorrow morning we attack. Like, what are you talking about? Attack now. What are you waiting on, fuckers?
They're asleep, idiots. It's nighttime. You have the
Nighttime.
element of surprise.
But no, I gotta swim up with still, by the way, on a surfboard with my supplies with the ankle brace.
Yeah, he's still
He had
walking on
it.
the beach. He's like, you know what? A rogue sand wave might take my board from me.
I like where he goes. I like flashback to the night before again, right?
Yes.
I like where he goes. All right, so we're gonna wait till dawn, and I have a plan. Wait, wasn't there some video you had to show me?
You're not going to believe. Yeah.
And also, we walk across an entire airfield, go into another building. This dude starts getting blown. I don't know what's happening to him, and is so loud that they can hear him across the fucking airfield.
Yeah, they're in a different building.
They're in a totally different building.
Did you guys, at first I was like, oh, that's gross. And I was like, wait, they're in a different building. They're being courteous.
Did this chick have that room bugged previously for some reason?
To hear her
Everybody
fuck.
else did. You just put a suction cup on whatever you
Oh,
want,
yeah.
and you can hear it.
Listen, they're speaking on cups with yarn. I feel if I tie another piece, I can hear the other side.
Also, speaking of suction cup listening in, I like that she puts two and two together. Like, oh, this is like a cross-dresser, and she's been listening. And then she says, this is why we haven't been able to get anything on set this whole time. And you're like, when did that happen? Like, when was this a problem?
Yeah, when were you trying to?
Yeah, I never knew that there was some blood feud between you and Seth
for a
that's
movie
been
that
going
explains so much, they were literally just like, hey, here's a big thing. Fuck it. It's just,
Okay, so
We're
that's
gonna
the weird
gloss
part
right
too.
the fuck over.
we haven't seen tits in 30 minutes. We got to get going.
Well, what the future films in this series show is that one, Edie's is like a main hub for like all agents in the in
Jesus.
Hawaii. Like
Okay.
Edie is a civilian, but also at the same time a main point of contact, like where you can get messages there. I believe the guy on the bike was a delivery guy for Edie's. It just wasn't connected.
Oh, Jesus.
You're right.
Well, they're on a different island, though. What the fuck?
I don't know.
He wrote that across the ocean?
To me, it felt like all the same island the whole time.
Yeah, it
so it
really
didn't
did.
matter.
I mean, it is, but
yeah.
no, that God damn.
So I do want to talk about before we
Honestly,
we're pretty much at the end.
more we talk about it, the more I'm like, holy shit, there was so much.
Well, the
Yeah.
one thing that you said was that just jogged my memory, which was a thing that got a reaction out of everyone, is like, you just said airfield.
Yeah.
Which means there's an airfield on this island.
Yes.
So why the fuck
Are
did
they landing on
park
a golf course?
Land on a golf course and then park in someone's parking space in a plane. Yeah, just pull in here. It's cool. It's just like,
what the fuck?
This is my spot. It's got my name on it.
They just take off and land from wherever the fuck it's frontier justice on this island.
Guys, I'm not a planologist. I don't know planes, but that's not a cargo plane, is it?
No.
Like
that thing is one step up from one of the planes you get in a bag and just seal together and throw it. Like,
I'm gonna get a little plane like nerdy here.
Oh, you're a planologist.
Yes. Carly's dad is a mechanic for United, so I know a lot about how planes work. But passenger planes are commonly filled with cargo like mail and all that kind of shit.
Oh, okay.
So this is the
and
reverse.
apparently
this one they're like, yeah, we do cargo, but sometimes we do honeymoon couples.
Especially because like it's all a front, and they say that Malachi is making a profit.
Yeah. I don't get it at all.
And by the way, they are transporting wildly disparate things. Like we have snakes, multiple kinds of snakes from different sources. I don't know how much you have to fly snakes around Hawaii. Apparently a lot.
Thank God they remembered the snake stereo instructions on how to take care of that snake. Here's the instructions for the book.
And it's just a book
Your
with the
snake
word
and
boa
you.
printed on the front
just
of it.
boas.
Boa.
It'll eat people whole.
Yeah, here come the two only human beings on Earth that don't know what the fuck a snake is.
I thought that was a sausage.
So things I want to touch on. I like Jade's "Life's a bitch and then you die" fight.
Oh my god,
that shit's so cool.
And by the way, the worst hand-to-hand fight I've ever seen in a movie. Like nothing happens until he pulls out claws,
Except
which come out of fucking nowhere.
You're forgetting. What do you mean nothing happens? My beads.
I forgot about
What
the
the hell was that? Oh, he goes, hey, my beads. My mom gave me that.
It's like, my mom went to Sedona and bought me this turquoise, you asshole.
I forgot about that.
My puka shells.
You unlocked my secret power. When I lose my beads, I grow these claws on my hands because they come out of nowhere.
And then you die.
And he had to tie them on his hands, so I'm confused as to when he was like, my beads. Hold on. He just starts tying them.
Well, he does. He puts both hands behind his back and then pulls them out.
Yeah. I want him to I want the other guy who made the frisbee switch to go, oh, that's how you do it.
Oh, fuck. You mean his bag that's just has an extra pocket because they put gaff tape on the backside of it?
And one final thing I want to touch on Mr. Chang's death for a second here.
Oh, the most superfluous death in the entire movie, like the most who gives a fuck of this.
Yeah, because basically they're like, you're
Also,
under arrest, Mr. Chang.
Nobody knows how to use weapons.
Yeah, Mr. Chang is like, I have this samurai sword. You know what? Let's spear chuck it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely within arm's reach of these people and could just cut their hands
Who
off.
are, by the way, both holding loaded pistols to my chest.
Here's my question
in a pig's ass.
Yeah, question for Mr.
That's also not a phrase. A pig's ass is not a phrase.
Yeah, question for Mr. Chang. Yeah, go ahead. Hey, what were you gonna do if that sword hit one of them? It's like, were they just gonna be so shocked? Were they gonna be so shocked that it worked that you were then just gonna beat the shit out of the other one with your bare hands?
No, he was gonna pick up the nunchucks and use them like a billy club.
Throw them again.
They do for some reason. Nobody knows how to use weapons in this film.
No.
He throws it, it hits the dude, he's like, just jumps out of the window.
And then the fall, the tumble out of the window is magic. And yet again, not a single repercussion. Not a cop to be found, not an ambulance in this world. Well, dude, America is the Old West in these fucking movies.
Okay, you brought up the repercussions. One that we did miss that I really did want to touch on is when they blow up that helicopter with two people in it. What's her name again? The younger one.
Taryn.
Taryn is so fucking stoked that she just murdered two people. She's like, yeah! and they all have to be like,
Yeah.
yo, this is real life.
Right.
Those people are dead.
She killed the cross-dresser guy, and then immediately was just like, "Yeah, I got bloodlust."
It reminds me of those dudes we met at that place in Vegas. The guy was just like, killing people's fucking cool.
Yeah, that was weird, guys.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We went to an airsoft thing in Vegas for my bachelor
It
party.
was
and
owned by veterans.
It was owned by special ops veterans.
Oh,
and
shit.
They were all really cool, except one guy was like, killing people's fucking rad.
Yeah, he straight up like told us a story. Sorry, side tangent, guys.
So
but
sorry.
He straight up told us this is real life, guys. We were there, and they're like
We were so fucking stoked.
yeah, because we're gonna shoot zombies like with airsoft guns, and like we had helmets, and we were kicking through doors. It was really cool. But the point being is, this guy straight up like did his speech. He's like, yeah, I was in like I did 2 terms here, and I
was a
and then-
Marine sniper.
Yeah, he's like in a sniper,
Jesus
and you know what? Nothing gets me up in the morning. It gets me harder than when that bullet just soars through the air and I take out my target. And we were like, I think we're done here.
And then the other guys were like, hey, this is real life.
They did. They straight up were like, they were like, all right, give it up for Donald. Let's go out and shoot some zombies. It was odd, but yes, Taryn has the same bloodlust in her eyes.
Yeah. No, and meanwhile, his other coworkers at the airsoft place are like, "Don't worry, we keep watch on him every night."
That's what it felt like. They were like, Donald's so funny. Fuck, we gotta fire him.
We got a group of people here trying to shoot fucking zombies, and this guy is scaring them away.
So,
shit.
I want to turn it over to the audience. Does anybody have some things that we didn't cover that you want us to bring up?
I feel like we touched on most of it.
Yeah, but you know, I always like to reach out. Anybody have any questions?
Comments,
anything like
concerns?
that? Okay, great, good. So good.
I got a lot of concerns for the fucking stunt people in that movie. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I did like how Mr. Chang's body very delicately floated out of that window with the breeze. It's just like...
Yeah.
It almost lands on them.
It does. And they have all the concern of fucking lobotomy patients.
They are
They're
covered
like,
in blood and guts,
yeah,
but they're like, yeah, whatever, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I don't care.
Anyway, you guys
Fuck
want to
'em.
go home and drink?
Yeah.
Anyway, I got all these diamonds. It's against the law, really, for me to take them, but fuck it.
Also-
Fuck it.
So that is something that I brought it up with Arlene, but like it's something that I still can't wrap my mind around, is the fact that one, their like Rowdy's home base is the Malibu Express boat, right?
Yeah.
Which is Cody's from the first movie.
Okay.
Right? Now, the thing that like it doesn't make any sense to me is they have dialogue right before the assassins come in with the pantyhose, right? About being like, you have a Malibu Express poster? And she's like, yeah, I thought it'd be cool. And it was like, man, it's weird that they say this, it's weird that Cody left the agency to go be a movie star. And I'm like, so the guy from the first movie left the agency, became a movie star, made Malibu Express the film, and then proceeded to I don't know.
Yeah.
So I still to this day don't know what I watched, and it's very trauma-esque.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can tell you what you watched. A man masturbate himself on screen in front of everyone.
Wait, what?
Because that whole scene, every poster in her room is
I
his
get what you're
films.
saying.
You're just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you're gonna
because
love this.
Seven's there as well, and then there's one other that he did.
He made 7? Holy shit. That's gritty.
What's in the box? Titties.
Yeah. It's a cancer snake.
So, guys, would you recommend this film?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I
100%.
love this film. If this film was my wife, I would cheat on it with this film. Again. So I'd be married the film, and then I'd cheat on it with another copy of the film. That's how much I love this movie. I love this movie more than Miami Connection, and it's right up there with
That's
Samurai
tough.
Cop.
Miami Connection.
I know.
Was so good.
It's so much fun. Unfortunately, the thing that Miami Connection has that this doesn't was those wild deleted scene or the alternate scene.
That's true.
Right? That was
also,
so much
Also,
fun.
let's be real. Miami Connection's action sequences are far superior.
Well, yeah, because they're real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
but-
they have actual martial artists, not just some guy with some claws and apparently some prayer beads. Like,
My rosary.
yeah.
yeah. So most people would say, like, okay, what's your favorite B horror? And I would more than likely, you know what I'm going to say.
I don't.
Hello, Mary Lou.
Oh, yeah,
Prom Night 2.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, go on Amazon right now and watch that movie.
Veiny horse.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's unsettling.
Father-daughter makeout session.
Yeah, father-daughter makeout session.
Oh,
Yeah, you need to watch it.
Michael
But
Ironside.
If somebody said, what's
Really?
your favorite
Yeah, awesome.
B action, this is it, guys.
this is so.
this kicks so much ass.
All you would have had to have sold me on is like, yo, there's a scene where a guy shoots a rocket launcher at a fucking blow up doll. I'd be like, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah. So I can't wait to cover the other films in this series.
Oh, yeah.
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 Right? Yeah. Would you guys come? Come on down. Yeah. Thank
And
you.
would you guys show up?
Yeah. And tell like 150 other friends, please. Yeah, I fucking love this movie. I'm so passionate about it. I'm so happy that you guys came out tonight to experience this. Before we go, there's a couple things that we always do at the end of our shows. Something that we've started since I think you've been on here is that we now rate our films using the Jaws scale.
Okay.
So
What is the Jaws scale?
So basically, the Jaws scale would be like, you would rate it. Jaws 1 would be
A masterpiece.
Oh, yeah, okay.
right?
And then
Jaws the
it's pretty
Revenge.
self-explanatory from there on out.
I understand exactly what you mean. Yep.
So me, right, Jaws. You're right. Yeah, I'm going
Yeah,
for Jaws.
this is a
It
Jaws.
is
Jaws.
must watch. It is so good for what it is.
yeah.
It's actually very competently shot, like action wise,
And
like,
edited very well as well. It's not.
Are you
it's-
fucking kidding me? How many fucking shots linger for another 3 seconds? Like the director forgot to yell cut, and the editor was like, "Well, it's what the director wants."
But
Like,
We got to linger on the shot for 10 seconds because there is a visible nipple in it. We're filling a quota here.
but for what it is and how much is going
for
on,
what it's
and-
trying to do, it's magic.
And how much topic of discussion that you can bring up to anybody and be like, oh my God, there's like razor blade frisbees, there's a cancer snake,
there's racism.
Yeah. There's rape possibly. Like there's a lot going on
and most of it is ignored the moment it happens.
yeah.
Come on, we got something for the whole family. Bring the kids on down.
Yeah. and so there's so much going on that I just want to like tell the world about this film, and I want more people to see it. So like go out, grab the Blu-ray, show your friends. Like this is an amazing movie.
It is.
And so I'm going to give it Jaws.
We already said we were.
Yeah, I agree.
You said it.
It's Jaws.
Okay.
It's Jaws.
So Carly was here.
She was.
All right. So those of you who don't know, we always because her opinion matters, and her opinion is usually like funny and off the wall.
For those of you who don't know, because Jonathan hasn't explained, Carly's my fiance.
I was getting to it. Soon to be wife, because this is why I picked this film, because your honeymoon is going to be in Hawaii.
Yeah.
You guys already met her. He threw her off the stage.
We're going to have a beautiful union. No, yeah, I get married in 3 weeks. So, yeah, so we chose this because I'm going to Hawaii.
Right. But we always like to hear what Carly thought. So we were sitting with her. What are some thoughts that she had during this film?
She loved this, but also, let me tell you, because it's fun to hear this. She was in the process of buying a sausage from Worst House the first 10 minutes of this film.
She missed the beginning.
And there was a
Boy, oh
guy
boy, are
like,
those-
hey, welcome to Worst House. You want a sausage? You know you want a sausage.
And let me tell you, those first 10 minutes of this movie are mad important because that is where everything is laid out for you. Because
Admittedly, I kind of wish I had missed the first 10 minutes so that all of it was a surprise.
No, because she said at the end, she was like, God, that was so fucking cool. I do not know what happened the entire time. She was like, they kept saying diamonds and I didn't know what they meant. So she loved it. She said, give it a Jaws.
Oh, okay.
Also, though, like when it comes to the diamonds, that other box was just left on the ground
Yeah, it's just
and
there.
never returned to.
No, they're going to go get it again. That's what she was saying. She saw it in the grass.
Oh,
That's where the other
okay.
diamonds are coming
But
from.
she didn't grab it then?
No, they're going back to go get it.
God.
Come on.
Well, they never do. Not even in another movie.
so many layers to this
watched
film.
the fucking snake ate
Right.
it too.
So you've heard from us tonight. You've heard from Arlene. You've heard what Carly thought. But there's still one group of people that we have yet to hear from. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the internet. These are 5 and 10 star reviews called from Amazon and IMDb.
Oh boy.
Read them 1, 3, and 2.
1, 3, and 2.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. This first one is written by DJ Wright back in 1999.
Oh shit.
Titled, What James Bond Promises This Movie Delivers.
What?
There was plenty of Scottish men playing Englishmen in this film.
In a pig's ass.
I am Mr. Chang.
I was surprised by the low vote score for this movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but I would rate it as one of the ultimate, quote, guy movies. How can you beat 4 Playboy Playmate, motorcycles, explosions, etc.? This movie is exactly what you think it is and more. 10 stars.
More emphasis on more.
More.
Okay. The next one,
3.
written by Woodpile-2. They took the first Woodpile?
What the fuck?
God damn it!
And Lumberstack was taken as well.
What about Kindle Man?
The Sawdust
sorry.
Kid.
The Sawdust Kid.
I'm changing my username on everything.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. It's written also in 1999, titled...
What the fuck happened in 1999 that everybody's watching this movie?
I think this movie came on DVD, baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Titled, An Intellectual Classic and a Must-See for All Conspiracy Theorists.
What? What conspiracies?
Here we go, guys.
That snake did 9/11.
3 pair...
Snake venom can't melt steel beams.
There was controlled explosions in the crates.
No, in the toilet.
That's a deep cut.
That is. D.B. Cooper, good one.
All right. So, here we go. The nonfiction masterpiece retells the riveting true story of 2 beautiful women super agents, 2 beautiful government super agents, their pet snake, and a diabolical criminal plot, the implications of which will surely send chills down your spine. The safety of the free world is at stake as the evil Dr. Chang. I didn't know he was a doctor.
Listen, I
Also,
think this
can
guy's
this-
talking out of his ass.
Also, can this motherfucker write my biography? This is great.
The safety of the free
Did we watch this movie?
The safety of the free world is at stake as the evil Dr. Chang and his wily henchmen plot to flood the Hawaiian economy with drugs and diamonds. You're flooding the economy with diamonds? Diamonds for everyone!
This'll show, Kate.
This is gonna ruin the economy.
The inflation's going to be out of control.
Oh, God. Only Dona and Taryn, 2 of the greatest agents this government has ever known, stand in the way, armed only with nunchucks and throwing stars, and with the help of their little reptile friend and his venom.
This venom.
This isn't Tammy and the T-Rex, okay? Like, what is this? Specially engineered toxins derived from the diseased blood of cancerous rats.
That's
the
right.
2 foxy ladies and the 2 secret super studs, Rowdy and Jade, embark upon their dangerous mission. Will our heroes be able to stop these nefarious villains and save the world? Only through hot tub strategy sessions and with the help of Rowdy and Jade's trunk of toys will our heroes prevail. 10 stars.
Wow.
So this next one, I want to preface this because typically what I do is I find really outrageous, funny 10-star ones. And surprisingly enough, there was not a lot of 10-star reviews for this film. But this one is kind of sad, but it touches on what Jonathan and I like to do with this show, which is that we need to celebrate these bad movies. We're not up here making fun of them because they're bad. We're making fun of them because we love them and they have special connections to people. So like, not to like kill the mood, but this one was actually, I read it and I was like, oh, this is weird. And then I read it again. I was like, oh shit, we should read this one because it's really fucking special. So that's just
okay.
Now I'm fucking worried.
All right.
You really keep this up.
It's sad, but it's good.
Oh,
it's
great.
Okay. That's fine. You know, it's somebody's memory. You know?
Yeah, and that's why.
All right. Written by Starry the Cat. Right? Oh, that cat at the end. I remember my time on set. Yeah. Titled Hard Ticket to Hawaii has become a family favorite.
Wow.
Okay. You must know by now that Hard Ticket to Hawaii is filled with humorous violence and gorgeous women. The violence doesn't feel cruel or personal. It's more of a device for telling a real story.
What?
Listen, it's gonna get sad, I promise.
The Playboy models in scanty outfits are a celebration of the human form, not pornography. My father and brother
nervously laughing, waiting for the sad part.
Yeah. My father and brother would watch this movie together.
Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going.
No.
Did we bury the lead with the 9/11 joke? Where's it going?
Hold on. Here we go. They knew the plot and the lines well enough to recite them along with the actors. The movie bled over into real life, and they would say the lines to each other when the moment felt right. As my father descended into terminal Alzheimer's disease.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, I told you it's going to get heavy. So
this film was his one last link with reality.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I told you. I'm sorry.
Watching this film would bring him out of his stupor and he would become verbal again. Wow.
That's it?
No,
Now,
there's more. There's more paragraph.
I was going to say, sweet Jesus, you can't end there.
now that father is gone, the entire family watches this movie once a year on Christmas Eve. We make eggnog, eat fruitcake, and wear sweaters, and cry some too. 10 stars.
10 stars.
How the fuck?
Right? But it was one of those,
thank
I
you.
mean, like,
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
one of those things that was just like I know everyone here, we fucking love this movie and I'm going to show it to everyone, but everyone here has that like weird movie that you and your family or you and your friends just go so hard for.
Yeah.
Like this is the shit to you. And it was just like, holy fuck, this movie's insane.
This is me.
What was it for you guys growing up? Like, what was yours?
Ooh, that like
That your family
that I'm going to remember when I can't remember anything else?
Yeah, like that you and your family quoted, but it's not like a big famous movie.
That's not a big famous movie.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like for me, it was Let It Ride with Richard Dreyfuss.
I've never even heard of that.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah, it is. It was an early 90s comedy. Richard Dreyfuss is a degenerate gambler, and his wife is Terry Garr, and it's fucking hysterical. It's got, God damn it, I can't remember her name. High-pitched, squeaky voice, great body. Tilly, thank you. Got it, Jennifer Tilly.
Lola Rabbit.
Yeah.
Shit, sorry.
But yeah, funny as fuck movie. I highly recommend it.
A movie that you're saying isn't popular in the zeitgeist, but like it was quoted
But like,
around the
yeah,
family
you and your
all the
family
time.
would quote it.
Oh, geez.
Anything with Gilbert in it. Gerber.
Not Gerber, the Christian puppet. No. Stop making fun of my family. McGee and me. There's so many because like my father was a cable guy. So like there's just so much stuff. We used to run around the house and make my mom quote Sigourney Weaver at the end of Aliens. Get away from her, you bitch. Right? My mom would just run around the house quoting that. It's that But that's the kind of thing is like that's what got me into the love of like all these films is like they all aired on cable. Like she was talking about Joe Bob Briggs, like those kind of films. That's why I passionately love the Friday series more than anything else because that's what they showed more than the other two slashers. That's that kind of connection that like I will continually to the day I die, like I'll be quoting this kind of stuff
right.
constantly. So like, can I pick a favorite? Probably not. Like you put me on the spot.
Right.
Like, you know, at the same time, like, yeah, like Monster Squad, Gremlins, like that kind of stuff. Like, absolutely. Yes. Like this will be there. If I'm not all there one day, movies will.
In there.
Movies will.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's probably, I know it's not a bad movie or just, it's the first R-rated movie I've ever saw, way too young because I am far younger than my counterparts on the stage.
The Exorcist.
No, my dad showed me Starship Troopers.
Holy shit.
When it had first come out on VHS.
Son of a bitch, that's good stuff.
Yeah, so what year was Starship Troopers? It's like
97?
I was 4.
You were 4.
Yes.
And you watched just motherfuckers getting dismembered?
My dad was like, come sit down and watch this with me.
And men and women just showering together like it ain't no thing?
Would you like to know more information?
And I watched it more and more and more and more and more all the time with my dad. And that's Starship Troopers.
Hell
is
yeah.
my
Fucking
thing.
A.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a tough one for a kid.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we would love to hear you answer that question. So write to us at Bombs Away Show on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Let us know, and we'll definitely share it. If you so want us to share it, please write to us, and we'll definitely share that because that is a very vivid conversation to have. And thank you for finding that review because like that's brought open an entirely new aspect that I'd never really thought about.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tim, where can they find you?
Instagram, t.groschel, Twitter, @closepistachio. Got my own podcast called Let Them Fight. It's me and another guy. We're big history fans, and so we specifically just find crazy violent people from throughout history, typically soldiers, criminals. Just did our first serial killer.
That
and we
guy
talk
from
about him.
the Vegas zombie thing.
yeah, that guy.
Find him.
No, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. You know what I mean? We just did. Anybody who's seen the indie Australian flick Chopper, we did. We just talked about that guy, Chopper Reed. Australian psychopath cut off his own ears in an attempt to get sent to the psych ward in prison.
Well,
yeah.
That's dedication.
Not only am I down, like I'm not gonna put you on the spot, but like, what's up? I am totally down to be on that show.
Yeah, no, we just started having guests. Like, we literally had our first guest. It's new, you know what I mean? We're like 20 episodes in, and we just had our first guest. So yeah, we're gonna definitely start doing.
Sorry, we don't have guests. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
thank
joining
you.
us. Thank you, everybody, for being out tonight. If you had a good time tonight, let me hear you make some noise. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We will be back in November with Teen Witch. I promise you that movie is insane. And we will see you in the lobby on your way out. Don't forget to follow us. Like I said, over 120 episodes online right now at Bombs Away Show. Okay? Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
This has been a production of Big Bulb Entertainment, executive produced by Jonathan Young. For more media and information, visit us at www.bigbulbentertainment.com. Big Bulb, what's your bright idea?